It is July 7th, and of course this is the video log that takes 30,000 to a million. After taking through the account, I'm sitting at an all-time high, by the way. A little bit off the all-time high, but a new all-time high as far as the episodes are concerned. My all-time high was a couple of days ago, sitting at 61,895. Right now I'm 61,721, which you'll see in a second. And after I take you through the account, update you on what's happened, some of the bigger gainers and losers of today, I will talk about the Russian market, namely RSX, and I'll tell you what I plan on doing with it, what has happened with it, and what kind of role it plays into the account and how it balances things out. Alright, so here we go. We're going into the account now. You can see $61,721. This is what the week has looked like. Week performance, the monthly performance, 3-month, yearly. Alright, now let's see some of the bigger gainers and losers of today. EXK, Endeavor Silver, down $54. C-SPAN up 4. Apple down 64. My options are also down a little bit, like 20 bucks on Apple. Some other big movers today are weight in precious metals, losing $63. I have options sold against that though, so it's a little bit dampened. If you're interested more about how options selling can dampen your volatility, you can check out some of the previous videos. I did one on that. Then we have energy fuels. This gain was actually amplified by the option sold because I have $1,500 worth of options sold in puts, and therefore as they lose value I gain dollars. Right, so the way that works is, let's say you owe $100 and then $2 is subtracted from that loan. Now you owe $98. Effectively you've gained $2, right? So that's how the brokerage houses are treating this event. Okay, so that's why it says +2. Now moving on, you can see all the expiration dates over here for energy fuels. I'm really happy with this. So far I haven't had to sell any of my 600 shares, so you can see the full extent of the gains here, which is $476, 35% for energy fuels. I'm really happy with my uranium holdings, especially Cameco, which has allowed me to collect so much premium over the last year that is just unreal. I really love it. I still have a lot of options running right now on Cameco, collecting from that theta decay of the options. So you can see it over here. I had a lot of liability, 58 plus 23, where's that? 70 to 81 dollars, and I only have $23 of volatility left, liability left to erase. And you can see the expiration dates of the Cameco right here. The Cameco options, we have some expiring on July 19th, 26th, and August 2nd. I'm probably going to wait them out. I'm not going to buy them back because I don't mind owning Cameco if it drops below $10, and I also don't mind selling it if it goes to 12, which is what my call is set at. So I'm really happy with the way things are going here. Couldn't ask for a better stock to play options with. I've also discussed why Cameco is one of my favorite stocks in another video if you scroll back. Now, I really want to spend today talking about RSX. First, let's update you on what has happened. I was forced to sell 100 shares of RSX, totaling $2,300. You're going to see it right here. The 6 cents is just operational costs, don't mind that. I also collected $19 worth of premium for selling the call option. You can see I did the same thing in May 17th here, a $22.5 call expiration, which did not trigger. Therefore, I was able to collect the premium by letting the option expire. This time I wasn't as lucky, or was I? I was forced to sell it for $2,300, 100 shares, but I don't necessarily mind that because if I pull out the yearly chart, you can see how aggressive of a rise the Russian market has had in the last 6 months. It's quite, or 3 months rather. It's quite aggressive. So I don't mind selling it here. The call option executed, and I'm not going to rebuy, panic, and try to stay into this market. Right? What I plan on doing is I'm gonna obviously wait until it drops below a price that I'm happy with, and maybe sell a call. I'm sorry, sell a put in order to try to accumulate some of these shares. All right, so let's say if it drops back down to the $22 level, I'll be happy to sell a $21.5 put in order to try to collect some shares, or let the put expire and collect premium in return. I'm gonna keep talking like this in option language, and so maybe you guys can get used to it. It did take me quite a bit of time to get used to the option language and how it works, and some of the relationships, especially when you're selling. But the more you explore it, and the more you look into it, the better it gets. It took me like a long time, years back when I was trying to learn everything about the market and investing. So it's worth it though. If you're gonna do this for yourself and you want to try to run a portfolio, right? You want to try to run an account for yourself. You're really doing yourself a favor by educating yourself and learning how to do all this, learning how all the instruments, at least the ones that are more widely used, function, which instruments to stay away with, and really stay within your circle of competence, like our boy Warren Buffett says, right? It's really important to stay within our circle of competence. So if you don't fully understand how something works, I would probably either paper trade it and try to learn your lessons that way, or seek some more education, right? And try to learn as much about the topic as you can. Okay, so back to the Russian market here. The reason why I want to get back into the Russian market, and hopefully by the end of the year, is because of this number right here, which is 6.01, which is actually the dividend that the Russian market gives out. Now, this is a really good segue into talking about why is the Russian market so important to me. A big reason why is because the Russian market serves as a diversifier of two things, right? First, it's in the resource sector diversifier, which is it's very oil centered. All right, 60%, 60, of the Russian total exports is oil, and also contributes to 30% of its GDP. So that's quite a bit. So basically, it's very highly correlated to oil. So in effect, I don't have to buy oil. I don't have to buy oil companies. I can just buy the Russian market and have the fattest dividend ever, and have the stability that comes with buying an index of an entire country like Russia, which is the 11th largest country by GDP in the world, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so I believe that it's a really good play. It's a really good way to diversify, not just geographically, but also through different commodities by owning the Russian market. And the timing of it, because the dividend comes out towards the end of the year, I'm going to try to nail the timing and see if I can get back into the Russian market to collect that dividend in January. So those are the major reasons why I like to hold the Russian market, and I really, really hope that I can get back in. It ran up a little bit too fast, as I showed you, so I am not too hot about getting back in. I've collected probably about $500 worth of gains, which is bigger than the dividend so far. So I'll be happy walking away, and finishing the year with just this $500 worth of gains, especially when I've only invested like $1,800 into it, or a little bit more. Plus, on top of that, I still have 38 shares, which I will sell if it goes up another 50 cents or so. And of course, I will be looking to rebuy and getting back in by selling puts against the Russian market that expire before New Year's, of course, because especially the ex-dividend date. If you don't know what an ex-dividend date is, it's a date when a fund or a stock has as its deadline that you must purchase their equity, before you have to hold it for a certain period so they can award you the dividend. You can't just jump in a day before the dividend comes out and collect the dividend, right? Otherwise, everybody would be doing that, be doing these kind of financial acrobatics. So the ex-dividend date is very important if you plan on playing dividends. All right. So that is why the Russian market is important. I'm a little light on it right now. I'm looking to get back in. So I don't even want to spend that $2,300 or anything. I might just keep it in cash or buy just some GSY, which is short-term treasury bonds. And we'll see how events transpire. I'm really looking forward to Monday to see what's going to happen with the markets. Metals are about flat. Silver, gold. I'm watching that run that they're having. Is it going to be a fake breakout through the supports? I'm not really a big technician, but you know, it has broken like a 5-year support. I'm sorry, resistance level, which is now looking to become a support around the $1,400 level or below. Gold we're talking about. So I'm really curious to see how that plays out, and also the overall market and Apple as well. So I think that's about it. That's a topic that I wanted to cover here and just explain to you what this RSX symbol is doing in my account and what kind of function it plays. All right, that's about it for now. Happy to update y'all that I'm near another all-time high, and for all intents and purposes, I am at an all-time high. I don't think I'm going to be stacking them in a row for too much longer. I'm thinking there's some kind of correction that's going to happen, but if I do, more power to the account. I would love that. All right. So with that said, peace out.